Coming up this week, off screen.
Ryan Gosling is the first man.
Nicolas Cage is all about Mandy.
We get made up.
Come Under Siege from MFKZ.
We meet Smallfoot.
And do some sinking.
All those to come and more off screen.
This is Off Screen. Off Screen. Off Screen. Off Screen. With the latest film news and reviews, this is Off Screen, the Movie Marker radio show and podcast.
Ooh, welcome to Off Screen. I'm Matt.
And I'm Kelly Needham.
So, thank you for joining me, Miss Needham.
Surprise!
I know. I'm sure the masses are shocked.
All my fans will be pleased.
Blogs, there's been listicles theorising who the new
saw.
villain hosts could be, and there's been some wild theories out there.
I know nobody thought you could get me to come back, but
No, I know.
what am I? A martyr?
Well, Louis Theroux turned us down, to be fair.
I did have a word.
Yeah.
I did warn him. I said, you don't need it, Louis.
I figured you were sabotaging us.
I said, you've been through enough, Louis.
Exactly. So, before we get to the film news, the film reviews, all the usual fun, the box office top 5, we need some film news to start us off. What do you got for me? Go.
Oh, I've got a zinger.
Okay, is it a bazinga? What do you got?
A buzzinger. After his untimely firing, James Gunn has decided to get his own back on Marvel, and he's now in negotiations to not only write Suicide Squad 2, but he may also direct it.
Okay, first of all, I absolutely believe if he's going to write it, he probably will wind up directing it. I'd imagine.
I mean, if you're going to put your name against Suicide Squad 2, you're going to have to then babysit it till the end.
Kind of. Also, I think we've established that you don't really want to just trust anyone in the DCEU to just do their best.
I'm really hoping that he kills Joker immediately.
Yeah, that for me would be the ideal opening. It picks up immediately after the end of Suicide Squad 1, and on his way to the car park, the Joker just trips down some stairs and dies.
Yeah, it's something really lame.
Yeah,
like he chokes on a piece of chewing gum.
And Jared Leto has to overact it.
One of his fake teeth, one of his grill comes off and chokes him.
Perfect, love it. So I'm sold.
You're welcome, James Gunn. Have that one for free.
But of course, this is the whole thing, because he was like you say, he was untimely dismissed from the Disney ranks, pretty much at the behest of the alt-right, because of decade-old tweets, which basically sent the entire industry into a brief moment of panic whilst everyone went back and deleted their old tweets.
I know, right?
Which was great, because I'm pretty sure Twitter's server ranks upped their capacity by about 95% overnight.
Yeah.
Just because of all the tweets that got deleted.
I feel bad for him. I think about the person I was 10 years ago and think, that's embarrassing.
Exactly. You and I have known each other nearly 20 years. Neither of us is the same person when we met.
Reveal my age.
She's 46. Anyway, but that's what I mean. Like, if you're going to do this kind of thing, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, Marvel have been forced to let him go by Disney, effectively, by the head of Disney, Bob Iger. And he's obviously, there was a period of time where he couldn't accept, I think, other work, because they had to work out how to pay him out of the Marvel
contracts
universe.
And stuff.
Yeah, and obviously he's still going to have to get royalties and things like that, so there's always going to be a tie to Disney in that sense. But, there had to be a period of time before he could find a job elsewhere, and that is what's happened. And, there were rumours that he was going to go DC. There was always that rumour.
It's obvious, isn't it?
But I was with everyone else in just sort of assuming that it would wind up being Green Lantern.
Ooh.
Like, it would be Green Lantern Corps, because that's coming.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, no, I say it's coming. It's coming in the way that all DC EU movies are coming. In that way that there's a Supergirl movie coming. There's a Cyborg movie coming. There's a Flashpoint movie coming.
Cyborg? No, it's not even a character.
There's no demand for that movie.
Nobody asked for that. I didn't even know who he was. And to be honest, even after watching Justice League, I still don't know who he is.
Have you not seen Teen Titans Go to the movies?
That'd be ridiculous.
Oh, it's so much fun. You'd love it. And that is kind of the raw, sort of unfiltered, fun version of Cyborg. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Okay, so either way. But I think James Gunn getting this, great thing. I think he'll make them $1 billion easily. And he'll be the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
He'll make it into a decent film.
Yeah.
The first one, I know it's terrible, but it is a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine.
I just realised we saw Suicide Squad together, didn't we?
We did.
Oh my God.
We had such fun.
We did. We really did. It was so bad. It's those Mummy Returns special effects.
I loved it.
Oh.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it, but I also loved it at the same same time.
I'll be honest with you, I do wish that Venom was as bad as Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Because Suicide Squad was so bad you could have fun with how bad it was.
Yeah.
Whereas like Venom was just kind of dull.
Do you know, honestly, I've not seen Venom yet, so I have to admit that.
We've got the top 5 to come yet, and I'm pretty sure it'd be number 1, so...
Well, just your clip. Was it last week you reviewed it? The clip of Tom Hardy, his voice in it. I was just like...
It's Christopher Walken voice.
What is that?
It's Christopher Walken. I'm telling you. No one believes me. That is Christopher Walken. That's the voice he's doing.
It was awful.
It's pretty bad. The film gets silly enough that it just about works, though.
Yeah. Okay.
And the deep, creeping Eddie voice that sort of Venom puts on, which is apparently also Tom Hardy.
Sure.
Fair.
Why not?
Yeah, it works.
In the same way that Groot's Vin Diesel, I guess.
Well, yeah. Did you know that Vin Diesel actually gets a proper script for that as well?
Oh, it's like translated into what he's actually saying.
It's translated.
Right?
He has the Groot translation, so he just has to say.
So he can really put that emotion into the.
Well, exactly, Groot. Because that's how I think of Vin Diesel as a true thespian.
Yes, he is. But, he's really method.
Exactly, and I think we've all seen Riddick, and we know the height of his thespian powers.
So. And his family.
And his family. With a B.
With a B.
So we'll plug podcast edition.
Yes.
Because, get this, by the way, by the time this goes out, we will finally be on Spotify.
What?
The deal finally came through. We are on Spotify as of this week.
Say what?
I know. So
it's because they heard I was on it.
That's what it was. It was the start of your tenure. They thought, we've got to kick this off somehow, make the deal happen. Tanya, this is Disney. This is Disney and Fox all over again.
Well, I'm very proud of you. Well done.
So Acast, iTunes, well, not iTunes, Apple Podcast now, TuneIn, Deezer apparently is a thing, Stitches apparently a thing. If there's a podcast platform you can find, we're on it now.
Awesome.
Because we don't exclude Spotify now. So
you on the YouTubes?
We're on the YouTube. We have audiograms that are on the YouTubes, but they're on the Movie Marker YouTubes.
Well, that's cool.
So, yeah. So the parent company has those on theirs.
Well done on the YouTubes.
So, first review of the week. What have we got?
So, the first review, should we go with First Man?
First Man? Is that the first review this week?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
No, it's Mandy.
Oh, it's Mandy. Is it Mandy? Okay, I thought we were saving First Man for last. Okay,
I see. I see what you did there.
Right. So, Mandy is I want to say the latest film, but actually the second film from, I'm just trying to remember how to say, Panos Cosmatos.
Who?
Right, that's the...
Is that a character from Hercules?
Right, when I first heard his name, I'll be really honest, I thought of that episode of American Dad, in which Steve thinks he's gone to wizard school, he's actually in a meth house, and he runs around saying Lavate las manos to everyone.
We've all been there.
But Panos Cosmatos, who directed Beyond the Black Rainbow, it feels like about 10 years ago, but it might be less. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is not someone... I mean, his dad directed, like, Tombstone. This is a kid who's grown up in the film system, and he's one of those art house, I'm an auteur type. And to be fair, he actually kind of really is. Mm-hmm. And so he's made exactly 2 films, and otherwise is credited solely as having worked for his dad on Tombstone, which was 1993, when we were both children.
Well, I certainly was.
Exactly. I was 10. Right, so the idea is, if he's made a film, odds are it must be up to something. And I'm very happy to say it is. So, this is the story, it's set in 1983, of a logger played by Nicolas Cage. He obviously has some sort of traumatization, some sort of trauma in his past, some sort of horrific backstory.
I think that's just Nicolas Cage.
That's just Nicolas Cage, I know. But in this version, he's a logger and he has a beard, though. So it's
different.
It's Nicolas Cage in flannel shirt and beard, right?
Yeah. Got it. He's a logger. I love that.
The great love of his life, Mandy, hence the clever title, right?
I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Is she catches the eye of a local cult leader, as you do.
It always happens.
Who's played by Linus Roach, Batman's dad.
Ogs.
Who then sets his minions out. His minions, of course, being this sort of almost Iron Maiden album cover like satanic biker gang who are also cannibals and fueled entirely by LSD. Mm-hmm. And he dispatches them to go and abduct Mandy and Red, who's played by Nicolas Cage, and to bring them to him. At which point he then proceeds to execute Mandy in front of a restrained by barbed wire, I should say, Nicolas Cage. The result is, after this ensuing trauma, which would seem to be the second round of massive trauma in his life, Nicolas Cage then sets out for revenge. Here is a clip of just that event that will set him out on that bloodthirsty quest.
You and that ugly little whore. You think you're so in love? I'll show you love. Lucy? Neil.
So it's really dark and really creepy. And the thing is, the minute it starts, I think we're a little bit spoilt, you and I, because we live in that couple of years post Stranger Things. So everything that can be done retro has kind of been done by the time you get to Stranger Things. However, even though this does immediately take you to something like Stranger Things, it is more rooted in late 70s, early 80s death metal album covers. Things like Iron Maiden artwork and things like really rooted in that. Like if it was sort of heavy metal, like that sort of animated rock anthology thing, kind of like that, but done with people.
Right. It's
insane. It's like a fever dream cooked up by Matt Stone and Trey Parker and fueled entirely by Metallica.
That sounds horrifying.
It really is. It's badass, but it's also, of course, it's period specific, so it's very synthwave. It's very heavy on the neon and the black. And now, to be fair, right, most of this film is more or less silent. I am aware the cats are sort of gathering around me. I think they're hunting.
We should probably explain that.
Yeah, there are cats around us.
There are cats in the room.
Place. And they seem to like the Strand from Notebook, so I'll move that. But yeah, right, so here's the thing. It's very rooted in that period-specific thing, the synthwave, the pulsating energy. There's some almost fever dream-like visuals to it. It is really cool.
And does Nicolas Cage do the crazy Nicolas Cage voice?
Right, here's the thing. Like I say, it is a largely silent film. If Nicolas Cage has 5 actual lines in this movie, I would be shocked.
What a waste.
And I'm including one of those lines, which is our moment of Cage this week, for the podcast edition, which is pretty much just Nicolas Cage screaming psychotically for about 30 seconds.
That sounds good.
So, yeah, it's not a talky piece, but it's really, really great. Andrea Riseborough is not in it much for obvious narrative reasons as Mandy. But I mean, Linus Roach as this sort of David Tennant in the Fright Night remake kind of performance. This really sweaty, greasy, over-the-top rock god kind of cult leader. I dug it. I really dug it. I mean, I was briefly distracted by the idea at one point that we had the actor who played Joe Chill in Batman Begins sharing a scene with Linus Roach. I'm like, so Batman's dad is talking to Batman's dad's killer. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, there's not that many people that pick up on that apart from you.
I love movies. It's nice to see. It's like when you see that meme of Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Heath Ledger at the cafeteria counter in 10 Things I Hate About You. It's Batman, Joker and Robin went to high school together. Yeah, it's like one of those weird moments. Hey, cool, I get that. But yeah, Mandy, there was hype. It did live up to it. It is not like a crowd pleaser. It's grisly and it's nasty. It's very rooted in the grindhouse, but sort of in that almost Wicker Man-esque kind of style of horror as well. Like that really sort of cerebral 70s nasty horror.
It's kind of when Nicolas Cage does his best work. That kind of like.
Yeah, it kind of is. It really is,
as opposed to his ridiculous work.
Well, I figure that's kind of what he's doing at this point. Like, for a decade, he's not actually been trolling us. He's just been throwing out curveballs in the hopes that one of them lands. Yeah. And when they do, it's basically this. Oh. In which case, I'm fine with that. Rock on Cage. But yeah.
Good for him.
Mandy, check that out. It is good.
With the latest film news and reviews, this is Offscreen, the Movie Marker radio show and podcast.
And of course, we've not actually refreshed our reminder about the idents thing.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Yeah. So we play 3. That's why I ask you to pick 3 numbers in advance. You pick 3 completely random idents for this show. You don't get told what they are. I won't confirm them for you on mic. I might tell you later. But if anyone wants to tweet in, they can tweet at Movie Marker and just name all 3 idents. Just put like hashtag off screen on it or something. And we will give one lucky winner a DVD.
Which DVD?
We don't know. It's going to be completely at random. It could be a rubbish DVD. It could be an amazing DVD. It could be Snowpiercer on DVD, if that ever gets released on DVD in this country. We don't know.
I like it.
It's going to be luck of the draw. But just tweet.
I assume I can't enter.
You can't enter, no, because you have you could literally stare over your shoulder and see what these things are.
I wouldn't.
But so don't forget. There you go. So what's the next review we've got?
So the next review that we're going to go for, why don't we take a dive into... Sync?
Sync. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I've not got an awful lot to say on Sync. It is called Sync because, it's a British kitchen sink drama. That's the thing to call it. So it's kind of a clever title, but not really.
Also annoying.
Yeah, also kind of you couldn't be bothered to cut the title. It is an 85-minute long, made on the relatively cheap British drama, but the strange thing is it has pedigree behind it. Mm-hmm. So when you get to the end of the film, for instance, there's some thanks on there, and there's some producers' names on there, and one of them is Alan Rickman.
What?
And he's a credited producer on it, and it's also then a sort of thanks to close ones who aren't with us anymore, and Alan Rickman is among them. So Alan Rickman had a hand in getting this made.
Okay.
And I don't really, I can only imagine that had he lived through the production of this, that he would have been involved maybe on screen. But to be honest with you, the calibre of the film that we're looking at is not something that you can imagine that working with.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe. Right, it is the story of a middle-aged man who he's unemployed, he's trying to find his way in the world, and it's pretty much that. That is the extent of it. It's not a great... There's an is he going to work in a criminal element kind of a plot for about 10 minutes. He has a son who's, a bit of a tearaway. It's kind of a snapshot of a life for 24 hours. The thing is, it's a performance that doesn't particularly endear you. I'm trying to remember the name of the actor. It is Martin Herdman. It's just not a performance that particularly works for me. It always feels a bit too wet for what it needs to be. There are some performances in there from tertiary performers, I suppose, who... They try to make an impression, I think, come off a bit too grandiose. They kill the kind of real-world, gritty kitchen sink aesthetic of it. Yeah. And ultimately, it does feel like you've sat through 85 minutes that, to be honest, would feel subpar if it were on ITV.
Ooh, eesh.
Yeah.
Because there's some real dross on there.
Oh, God, yeah. But, yeah, it's not something I could really recommend. It's nothing I would watch again. A brief mention, I think, for Ian Hogg, who plays Martin Herdman's ailing father. Mm-hmm. There's a whole element about him and his care, the care he's being afforded, and how it's not working out for him. And it's, aside from that one performance, which seems quite an easy marker when you've got a film this wildly differing in all its performances, that's a great performance, but the rest of them really aren't.
I'm struggling to understand the point.
That's it. That, for me, that was the problem.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, there you go. What you got in the news for me? Just cheer me up somehow.
I've got some Mickey Pena.
Mickey Pena. Oh my God, I heard this. This is insane.
You're going to have to tell me more about it, because I don't really understand. But he's set to portray Mr. Rourke. Yep. Who's from Fantasy Island.
From Fantasy Island. Right, okay. Now, I appreciate that. Obviously, I grew up in a different country from you, so my childhood TV is a little bit different to yours. Yeah. Right, so my childhood TV is about a decade behind yours. Yes. So whereas, you lived in the UK and you got, like, when you're growing up in the late...
Art Attack,
I mean like the Saturday afternoon tea time TV. Okay. You got things like, Lois and Clark and things like that, fun stuff. Yeah. Right, okay. We got stuff like, the stuff that was a decade behind that, so like Knight Rider and, Street Hawk and things like that. And Fantasy
so
Island.
sorry.
Fantasy Island was one of them. I have a soft spot for Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island was a TV series that starred Ricardo Montalban. A.K.A. Khan!
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Khan. He tasks me. Yeah, Khan. From hell's heart I stab at thee, Khan.
Oh, enough.
Enough. Yeah, sorry. I
Back
love...
to Fantasy Island.
I love Wrath of Khan. It is such a good movie.
Yeah.
It is hands down the best Star Trek movie. Even Shatner is amazing in it. Anyway, back to Fantasy Island. So the whole gimmick was, it was one of those great TV shows of the sort of 70s that had a sort of formula to it.
Okay.
A very sort of easy to mine a lot out of formula. You had an idyllic island somewhere in the ocean, like Fantasy Island, And the idea was every week a plane would land or the boat would come up and couples would get off and they'd be the guest stars for that episode and they would be the main characters.
Right.
And the idea is Mr. Rourke, played by Ricardo Montalban, would make their fantasies come true. And the fantasies would tell a story that would relate to, sort of inform them as a character.
Right.
And that's the episode for that week.
Yeah, sounds delightful.
Yes, quite.
Do you think he'll be a good Mr. Rourke then?
Well, I think he could be. I mean, I think Michael Pena could be good at anything.
Yeah,
I
true.
say that. I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp again for the first time on home
I
platforms
love
this
it.
week. And
He is the best thing.
he's so great in those movies. So he's actually so great in Ant-Man and the Wasp that I didn't even notice that at one point the guy threatening him is his partner on the Shield.
Oh.
And because he and Walton Goggins were partners
Were they?
on the Shield. Yeah, I'm sure I mentioned it at some point. But yeah, and I was like, I didn't even notice this the first
Too
time.
distracted by his
I'm distracted,
fast
yeah.
speaking.
But also, you look at how easily Michael Pena fits into things like The Martian, for instance,
Yeah.
and End of Watch. Is that?
And he was even in that god-awful Wrinkle of Time film.
Oh no, not Wrinkle in Time.
But he was actually alright in it. I mean,
It was a low bar. I mean, everyone was in a different movie.
But he was a fun
And then there was a
robot.
flying rhurbob. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, so Michael
there you
Pena's gonna play the Ricardo Montalban role in. That's very strange. Actually, I hadn't considered that. They're both Hispanic actors. So yeah.
Maybe that was intentional.
Someone remade Fantasy Island very briefly in the late 90s, and I can't for the life of me remember who played Mr. Rourke. I'm going to look that up at some point.
Yeah. Okay.
But it didn't last very long, got completely cancelled.
Well, unfortunately, there's no release date for this Fantasy Island, so you're going to have to wait.
So is it the top 5 next? Is that what we're on to next?
I think it is.
I think it is. Okay, right, let's get that going.
Number 5.
It's Night School.
Oh, you said you haven't been to the cinema lately.
No,
Right.
I still haven't seen this. I really want to.
Yeah, this strikes me as something you'd enjoy. I think
Yeah.
you'd enjoy it on the same level as Calvin and I did, which was I'll go in, I'll laugh for like 105 minutes, and then I'll
forget about it.
I'll forget about it on the way home. Yeah. And when someone says on Monday, "What'd you do at the weekend?" I don't know. I saw that Kevin Hart movie. It was all right.
Alright. I like them. It's like Central Intelligence. I like a kind of movie where you can put it on the background, you can fall asleep to it, but if you do happen to stay awake, it's kind of entertaining.
Having said that, though, the film is novel in that it does have things to say about things like learning difficulties in a way that I hadn't really encountered in a mainstream Hollywood comedy before. In a very strange way that you wouldn't think still happened in 2018. But there you go.
There's a lot of things happening in 2018 you wouldn't think.
Exactly, to be fair. So, has anybody tweeted us?
They have indeed. Mary Gonzalez, so at Mary Gonza24. Oh, excuse me. She says, saw hashtag Night School tonight, laughed through the whole thing. Great movie. Hashtag Kevin Hart. Hashtag Tiffany Haddish.
Number 4.
The house with a clock in its walls.
I really liked this. I'm not going to lie, I really did like this. And I think because when you put Jack Black in a sort of supernaturally horror movie, I immediately go to a Goosebumps place in my head.
Yeah.
And I love Goosebumps. And Goosebumps 2 is out like in a week's time.
Next week.
And I can't wait to see it.
Is he in it?
This is the thing. Apparently it was meant to be a surprise that he is in it. And then they put it in one of their TV spots.
Oh.
But it's meant to be a sort of surprise that he's in it. And
Surprise.
yeah, I mean, I know that the action is set in R.L. Stein's hometown.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway,
House of the Clock in the Wall.
House of the Clock in the Wall is very fun, and it has Jack Black in full Goosebumps mode, and it has Cate Blanchett in almost Hella mode.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it has just this fun, almost Fantastic Beastie, but actually enjoyable sort of a fantasy fun element. There's a little bit of Amblin in there. There's a great garden sequence, loads of magic that kind of, I'll be honest, I thought was absolutely stunning. Had a great time with it. I'd be honest, I would watch this again when it comes out on home platforms. I'm sure I will. Or Now TV, whatever
Excellent.
it is. So, has anybody tweeted? Do they agree with me, disagree with me, whatever?
Mitchell O'Brien has something to say at OB Homie.
Does he now?
He does. He says, hashtag House of the Clock, because he's too cool to do the whole thing.
No, that is the official hashtag. That actually is.
Well, go fool me. Hashtag House of the Clock. You made a scary movie for October and then marketed it like it was a Harry Potter movie or something? Eli Roth, I dig what you were going for.
I do as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I was expecting some sort of music accompaniment there, but sorry about that. A Star is Born.
Oh, do you know what? We really should, but I've just been very busy this week.
Lazy.
A Star is Born, I against all odds, I thought was tremendous.
Yeah.
I really did. And
It's not nauseating, because it kind of looks nauseating.
it looked like, that's it. It looks nauseating, doesn't it? It looks like, you watch that trailer and you think, pass me the bucket.
Yes.
Good Lord. Right. There's also the fact that it's a remake of A Star is Born. Nobody cares about the idea of a remake of A Star is Born. It's exactly like that. There's like, what, any other version of this? Like, all right, we skip the 90s ones. And then there's
The best one ever was Glitter, let's be honest.
My favourite version was Begin Again, actually. But
I knew you'd say that.
yeah, I love Begin Again. Anyway, but there's also the fact as well that it was so praised, I think, coming up to getting shown in the UK to critics, that he'd been in so many festivals, there were so many glowing reviews. This is going to be the Oscar thing this year, and oh my God, star-making turn for someone who's already a star, and career best for Bradley Cooper. And you sort of think, oh, good Lord, this is going to be terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those where it's just boring, and I come out of it questioning whether I want to be a film critic anymore.
I think also Lady Gaga she's so pretentious.
No, that's the thing, right? Again, that's my opinion pre A Star is Born.
Yeah.
Right, I go in, I sit in the movie, and from literally the minute she appears, the second she turns up on screen, immediately everything you think about Lady Gaga, you just forget. Not that you forget, you still got it, but you don't attribute it to that person. That person on screen, whole different. Like, she just oozes a completely different persona. She's terrific in it. Bradley Cooper, I've got to say, he's tremendous, and I hate myself for having to say that.
Why? He's great. I love him.
There's something about Bradley Cooper that I just don't get, and I think it's the fact that he was trolling us for a decade before he figured out that he was a brilliant actor.
Trying to do the comedy.
Yeah. It's when Will Tippin from Alias stars in Kitchen Confidential and then leads the Hangover trilogy that I start to question whether or not this is someone who's a serious actor. And then, of course, he turns out to be an absolutely brilliant actor, and I'm convinced he was just goofing off in his 20s or something. Yeah. But in fairness, I'm a big Alias fan, and I like Kitchen Confidential, which, if you've never seen it, is a fictionalised account of the life of Anthony Bourdain, starring Bradley Cooper.
Well, thank you.
There you go. You'll enjoy it, actually. It's not half bad.
Sure.
Anyway, so Star is Born, I really went with it. I was moved by it. I was moved to literal tears by it. I loved the music. There is a snap cut in this movie that will absolutely destroy you to your core, and I defy anyone to live through that and not feel something.
Challenge accepted.
It's really, really great. So, I take it there's a tweet that probably agrees with me.
I don't know. Shall we see?
Let's see.
So Misty Blevins, I love this Twitter handle. Her Twitter handle is @MockaMisty.
Nice.
I want to mock a Misty. She says, I just saw #A Star is Born and I cried the whole way home and even got lost and missed the street I turn on. I immediately downloaded the soundtrack. Ali and Jack's connection was so beautiful.
Number 2.
Johnny English.
I didn't even see it, man. I really didn't.
Is that serious?
I didn't get to see this. Right,
is that a thing?
Here's my thing. Right. Where the hell was the demand for a Johnny English 3?
There was a Johnny English 2?
Exactly. This is the thing. It's one of those that has clearly sold very, very well overseas. Like, this is sold in international territory because obviously so much of the humour is Rowan Atkinson being all physical, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can kind of dub that into any language, and the physical comedy ultimately becomes still the selling point.
But we are in 2018.
Yeah, but, it is what it is. Rowan Atkinson is recognised around the world and has been for like 40 years now as just an icon of British comedy. It's just this, he is British comedy. It's like, you go to the Middle East and show anyone a picture of Rowan Atkinson, they'll immediately say Mr. Bean.
Yeah, but we've already discussed they're 10 years behind.
Well, yes, exactly. Apparently it's about 4 now, I'm told.
Oh, yeah, they had that quick catch-up period, didn't they, in the 90s? There's like half of the 90s that don't exist in the
There's half
Middle
of the 90s that don't exist. Specifically in the state of Kuwait, that half of the 90s don't exist because of a leap in technology. It's very true.
There you go.
But, oh no, sorry, no, it was Egypt. Egypt, not Kuwait. Not Kuwait, it was Egypt, where I think it's from about 1989. No, it's 94 to 98, which equates to, I think, about 89 to 93. Don't exist in Egyptian pop culture.
Yeah.
True. That their import of Western culture is missing those years because of a leap in technology.
There are worse years to miss.
Yeah. So, well, it means they missed out on like True Lies and Speed and Baby's Day Out.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, what was number 2 again? It was Johnny English. I haven't seen
Johnny
it.
English 3.
Has someone tweeted who's seen it?
A famous person has.
Have they?
Jean Ralphio. Twitter handles at the family emo.
Nice.
Go figure. It says, I work in a cinema and 13 people paying £25 each to see Johnny English 3 on its first showing, opening day in the gallery section on a Friday at 2 p.m. is absolutely the most Brexit thing to happen since Brexit.
That is brilliant.
Number 1.
Venom. Is that a good voice? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Shall I try that again?
Think so. We are Venom.
Venom. Is that better?
Okay, when you do it, you go like Mae Whitman in the Duff. Like, monster need help.
I was thinking more House Bunny, as you know, I love that.
Oh, yeah. Natalie. Exactly. Which I got to rewatch recently, and he's still brilliant, by the way.
It is. Yeah.
So, let's see, Venom. Right, I don't want to wax too lyrical about it because I'm told I talk about it too much.
Close it down, Van.
It's not very good. It's not very good at
What?
all. It's not a very good movie at all. It is vaguely amusing at times because of the schizophrenic nature of the Tom Hardy-Venom relationship. Other than that, it feels like something that's been flown in from about 98. Mm-hmm. So you could absolutely have released this in 1998 and it would have been the same movie.
Yeah.
Like this has not evolved at all. There's no sense of evolution to this. This does not exist in a 2018 marketplace in its own head. It really doesn't at all. It is so ramshackly put together. It is just dreadful. It has been hacked to ribbons. But the worst part of all of this is to actually sit and watch Venom isn't particularly terrible.
Right.
As in, the film itself is not bad enough. It's not Catwoman bad, so you can't genuinely enjoy hating it.
Like Suicide Squad.
Exactly. Instead, what you're presented are basically the most bare bones, this'll do versions of things. Like, this'll do, there's a camera pointed at it.
Like Justice League.
No. Justice League is still worse than this.
I just needed to get the bar here. I'm throwing things out just so I can kind of
This
judge.
is Elektra bad. How about that?
Ugh.
Yeah, this is Elektra bad. In fact, no, this is Green Lantern bad. That's exactly how bad this
okay.
is. Green Lantern,
I
Ryan
get it.
Reynolds, Green Lantern bad.
Yeah.
It's bad, but it's not so bad you can mock it.
Yeah.
And that's the really, really annoying
it's the
part.
bad that just makes you sad.
Exactly that. I couldn't say it any better. So has anybody tweeted us?
Surprisingly, yes. XOX at problems.
Okay.
2 S's on problems.
Fair.
So
That was a long S for 2 S's.
I was just trying,
Okay, dramatic.
Venom,
Dramatic,
dramatic,
Yeah,
whatever.
cool.
Prepare yourself for this. This
Go on.
one is a long one.
Okay.
Strap in. Non-horny people don't deserve venom.
Okay, as opinions go, okay, it's one. It's an opinion.
With the latest film news and reviews. This is Offscreen, the Movie Marker radio show and podcast.
That was lovely.
Yes, that is, of course, one of the idents you have randomly selected. Don't forget, tweet at Movie Marker, name all 3 of our ident themes, put hashtag offscreen on there, and win a DVD. Can't promise it's a good one. Can't promise it's anything to do with the idents that you will have identified, but it'll be a film on a disc.
I enjoy that. It's the kind of thing as well that when you get it, you can either pick, I'm going to give this someone I hate for Christmas, or I'm going to give it someone I like. And I like that.
Yeah, but to be fair, I usually give you like the DVDs for Christmas that I hate. But,
I know.
But
I'm aware.
Yeah, that's why you have to...
I have 2 copies of Suicide Squad.
I was just going to say, you actually have 2 copies of Suicide Squad. Okay, so what we're reviewing next?
We're going to review... I'm just realising how often I've mentioned Suicide Squad in this podcast.
It's a big thing this week.
I apologise.
Yeah.
MFKZ.
Oh my God, MFKZ. Okay, right.
I really want to sing that in like the American kind of MFKZ.
Oh, right, okay.
Is that right? No?
MFKZ is not actually its title. MFKZ is a title it has been assigned for the UK. Now, I'm not going to read this title out on air for obvious reasons, but I'm going to show you on my phone screen so you can see exactly the issue I'm having. Yeah, you don't want to... Yeah. Okay, so this is based on, apparently, a series of comic books from a couple of years ago.
Right.
It's the story of Angelino, a.k.a. Lino, who's a...
How did they come up with it?
Yeah, who seems to exist in a world of anthropomorphic human beings, but he himself is just regular shaped human beings. He, however, is a sort of a comic book looking figure who's about half the size, very large, enormous head.
He's cute.
Almost Spider-Man. There is something kind of cute about it. But as you can see from the image I'm showing you, what they've done is they've incorporated... The big selling point is the artwork of its comic source.
Yeah.
So it's a fusion of an almost Training Day ghetto-style LA, like a South Central gangland style aesthetic, but fused with anime, fused with with comics of Eastern origin, and specifically Japanese influence as well. And the result is, to be honest with you, really great to look at. It's really, really great. However, the film is not very, very good to sit through.
Oh man!
And it's got a mental cast. I'm going to read out some names to you. This is insane. And bear in mind, I'm reading this off my IMDb, so it's entirely possible they haven't put the dub voice in this. No, they have. I don't think they have. Okay, it's right down the bottom of the list, isn't it? Okay, right. So Michael Chiklis.
Oh.
Vic Mackey from The Shield. He's in this.
The big bald guy.
Exactly.
The Thing.
The Thing, exactly. Giancarlo Esposito.
Who's that?
Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. I think he's the villain of the piece. There's loads of little voices through this. The RZA, for instance.
Of course,
because a movie can only be and of course the big name. I think they go forward with this one. He seems to be the sort of star cameo in it. Is Danny Trejo.
Excellent.
Well, because everything's more
with
fun.
With a title like that, and guys, you've got to look it up.
Yeah.
Of course he's in it.
Look up the title on IMDb. Just type MFKZ into IMDb, or MFKZ, whatever, and just look at what this movie's actually called. And that's why they won't put that on film posters in this country. But
what country can they put that on?
I have no idea. Not a clue.
Who knows?
The thing is, it is just a very generic superhero vigilante kind of a movie. Even within that relatively limited subgenre, and I say limited, bearing in mind that we have movies that literally changed the film industry in there, but even within that relatively smaller sphere that it's occupying, it still manages to feel small scale, very amateur, and not particularly well sketched out. The world is not particularly investable, even though it's great to witness. But it will not grab you at all. I mean, it's one for for fans of the comic. Obviously, I'm going to assume we're going to lap this up anyway. But it is one for animation, aficionados more than anyone else. So
there you go.
Yeah. So, quick piece of film news.
Sure. It's a really upsetting one for many people out there, I'm sure. But the producer of 007, that's Bond to you and I, has categorically ruled out that Bond will become a woman.
Right, okay. Well, since he's a human being and not a Time Lord, that makes complete sense.
Exactly. This really bugs me.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would we need a female James Bond? What are you going to do? You're going to call her Jane Bond? Well, then it's a different character.
First of all, Jane Bond does exist.
No, I know. You know what? I'm making a point here.
So am I. James
The
Bond
Doctor
does
is called
exist,
the
and there
Doctor.
is a series of successful erotic films based around this concept. Her spy car is a Mazda MX-5.
Damn it!
I mean, this is a series made for quality. Anyway.
You know what I mean. Like, the Doctor's the Doctor,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
a Time Lord.
But,
James
yeah.
Bond is a man. Like, leave it. It's cool.
Yeah, you can make the case for changing the race of a character. Something like that. I get that.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Once you start flipping the gender of a regular, everyday human character
That doesn't need...
within an ongoing series where it's not its own thing, then it becomes a different thing. Like, yeah, I mean, there are people who flipped out, and people who flipped out when they heard about Ruby Rose being Batwoman, and they thought they thought they gender flipped Batman. They just didn't know that a Batwoman existed.
Have they never seen Batman and Robin?
And that's Batgirl, actually.
Ah, same
That's
diff.
Batgirl, different character.
Same diff. to me.
Batgirl and Batwoman are different characters.
Both have nipples on their batsuits, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, according to animated lore now, Batgirl is the only one he's had sex with. So there you go. Yeah, in an animated tale that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's talk about a Channing Tatum movie.
Chantate.
Only this is less Chantatum and more Chantate. Huh?
I really thought you were going to say Chantate toes.
Quite right. Did you see Storks? Was it last year?
Yes, I
you ever
did.
get to see it? Right. What did you think of Storks?
I thought it was really dull.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it by any chance because it was needlessly convoluted and there was a whole world-building thing that didn't make any sense that you had to get through in 5 minutes flat to then go on an adventure that really didn't need it in the first place?
Yeah, that's precisely it.
Well, welcome to Smallfoot, because that's kind of the same thing
Oh,
from the
man.
same studio and built to the same calibre of animation, same calibre of cast. Here you've got a cast that includes Channing Tatum, a cast that includes Zendaya, and of course, for me personally, I mean, one of my favourite points in anything, Danny DeVito. I love your work. And
oh my God, it's Danny DeVito.
right, so this is the story of Migo, who is a Yeti. Who lives up in the mountains with in his village, his small community of Yeti, even though they're called Yetis at some point. Yeti would still be the plural, but never mind. Right.
Movie.
And the Yeti have this sort of fundamental belief they are alone in the universe. They exist on a floating island in the sky. There is nothing beneath them. Right. This is something to do with some sort of mythology they have about banging gongs, oriental gongs that they have on there. And there is a societal idea of never questioning any of the mythology, never questioning any of the history. And of course, Migo, voiced by Channing Tatum, who really wants to grow up and follow in his father's footsteps and become the next gong ringer, spots what appears to be a Smallfoot. So, like a Bigfoot, but for Yetis. Right, do you get it? Do you get that's the stuff. Right, it took me 20 minutes of this movie to work that out. Right?
Are you being serious?
No. Humans have Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So what would Bigfoot have? Even though
Smallfoot.
a Smallfoot, exactly. Same thing. Right. He gets separated from he and his group of Smallfoot believers. Right. Because we're going topical with this. Get isolated. They encounter a Smallfoot. They have to bring the Smallfoot back to the tribe and prove that all of their mythology is nonsense. By the way, did I mention the Smallfoot, who happens to be a sort of investigative journalist / YouTube vlogger?
Oh, how modern.
Right, investigates cases of the unexplained, is working in a struggling relationship with his parents' studio, needs his next big hit, and is voiced by James Corden. Here is a clip.
There should be enough rope. Should be.
We don't know exactly how far down it is. It's also all the rope we have.
Okay, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do it fast. Wonky, tell him the plan.
Oh boy. Listen up. Pull once to go lower, twice to stay put, 3 times to come up. 4 pulls means you've reached the bottom, and it's safe for us to come down.
Wait, what was the second one?
Look, it doesn't really matter.
Your safe word is mystical creature.
That's more of a phrase, really?
Mickey, you out here? Uh-oh.
I'm guessing that didn't particularly grab you.
I'm sorry, I was just napping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the first thing that really stuck out to me, and I forgot. I'm sorry I didn't lead with this. Is this is a musical?
Oh no! Because I've seen the trailer. And what?
It's like a musical. It begins a full-blown musical number. This thing.
What?
Well, why else would you cast Channing Tatum? Think about it.
He doesn't sing, does he?
He does.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
I thought he was more for his physicality.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm going through my notes on this, and
I can see that. All work and no play.
Yeah.
Like Van.
Right. The only novel thing that I managed to note with this film is that there's a communication barrier put in between the Yeti and the humans. So, for instance, human beings are speaking to the Yeti, and the Yeti just hear its fuzzy noise, and vice versa. And they play this gag, right?
Yeah.
You think, oh, okay, that's vaguely novel. And you go with it for a couple of minutes, and then you remember, oh, hang on a minute, though. Pixar phoned it in with The Good Dinosaur, and they still did this better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and...
Sorry about that.
Yeah, the problem is the film's just not amusing enough to pull it off. In fact, Storks might be doing it a bit too much of a favour. In terms of world-building exposition, this is probably closer to The Boss Baby. You know, in terms of that nonsense level of convolution you have to take on board to get to what is basically a talking baby movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. And I just couldn't get to grips with it. I came away from the end of it thinking this wasn't fun. It wasn't particularly inventive to look at. I mean, I understand why it's got the cast that it has, because you never know which one of these things is going to be the next Ice Age. And, and it's going to be shown on TV every Sunday until the end of time, and you are living off residual checks, even on your cheapest week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, any actor would take one of these products. It makes complete sense. Like Channing Tatum, I've no doubt thought, well, this could be the next Ice Age. Yeah. I'm in. Cool. I want to be on board with that. Absolutely fine. Understand
I can see it's got potential in terms of toys and all that kind of.
The problem is that you can't get past the fact that this, on a script level, this simply doesn't flow.
What kind of age range do we think this is aiming at in terms of kids?
I would presume it's trying to go for like a 6-year-old, but in actuality, it's convoluted enough that it would take an 8 or 9-year-old. To really get into it. But,
it's a strange time of year to bring this out.
But it's nearly winter, so...
Sure.
There's that. I guess. But that's your child's pick for the week. So, Smallfoot. I didn't rate it. You might. Give it a try.
With the latest film news and reviews. This is Offscreen, the Movie Marker radio show and podcast.
And we're back, Ms. Needham. So don't forget, at Movie Marker, if you can identify all 3 of our ident themes for this week and every week, just identify them all and just put hashtag Offscreen on the end. And
win a DVD.
Win a DVD. I mean, we'll randomise it. We'll print them all off, put them on a dartboard, and throw a dart at the board. But that's how we choose the winner, because we're very scientific.
I was imagining that you would just have a pile of DVDs, like Scrooge McDuck, in like a vault where you just kind of dive in and then you come out with one in your hand.
Do you know that happens every couple of years? That happens to my office. My office in my home becomes like that. And what happens is whenever we throw Christmas parties and things,
and then I get all the rubbish.
Whenever we have like Christmas parties and things, we just let everyone loose in my office and tell them to take what they want. That's actually what happens.
It's a great day.
And it's kind of our festive gift to all of our peeps.
I love it. Very nice.
So let's talk about the biggest release of this week then. I think hands down. I mean, also in terms of actual scale, it's the biggest film of this week.
Mm-hmm.
So this is highly anticipated. It comes with a wave of acclaim and a couple of minor pieces of non-acclaim. But so this is the latest from Damien Chazelle, the director of Whiplash, and of course La La Land. You know that movie that almost won Best Picture? And
it's too soon.
Oh, too soon. Yes. So, First Man. It is Damien Chazelle's take on the moon landing. Not so much just on the moon landing, but on the journey of Neil Armstrong from grieving father to participant in the space program during the height of the space race and the quest to put the first man, hence the clever title, on the moon. So, Chazelle's directing. Ryan Gosling is your Neil Armstrong. You've got Claire Foy as Janet Armstrong. You've got Corey Stoll, my boy, as Buzz Aldrin, although weirdly bald for Buzz Aldrin.
Is he not bald?
Buzz Aldrin, he's still around.
I thought he was bald.
No, Buzz Aldrin has a full head of hair.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. In fact, did he pass recently, Buzz Aldrin? I'm not sure.
No. Is he?
He had a full, but in the most recent picture I've seen of Buzz Aldrin, he has a full head of hair.
Okay.
Like a Burt Ward level of hair.
Well, maybe
like
they've
Burt
only
Ward
ever seen
in the
pictures of
60s
him
had
in
a
the
hair.
helmet.
But yeah. Anyway, so that's the story. It is the story to put the first man on the moon. Here is a clip.
I don't know what space exploration will uncover, but I don't think it'll be exploration just for the sake of exploration. I think it'll be more the fact that it allows us to see things that maybe we should have seen a long time ago, but just haven't been able to until now.
Does anyone have anything else?
Yeah. Neil, I was sorry to hear about your daughter.
I'm sorry, is there a question?
Right, you hear how low energy it is. Yeah. Right. I mean, it's not, Josh Trank Fantastic Four low energy. It's not coma
How
energy.
dare you mention that in my presence?
It is, though, really, really low energy. And what they've gone for is this idea of we are going to make this as straight to the point, as just factual, as just straight-faced as we feasibly can. Nobody in this tale has a sense of humour. That's not happening. Although that's not strictly true, because Corey Stoll, who incidentally is the most fun you can have in this movie with his 12 lines of dialogue, yeah, he vaguely has a sense of humour, but that's only because he's seemingly cast and tasked with playing Buzz Aldrin as this kind of an a-hole, actually. Yeah. I mean, Corey Stoll can absolutely pull it off because he's absolutely brilliant, and Ryan Gosling can pull off pretty much every aspect of the character. The only problem is the script, the writing of it, simply don't afford any of the characters depicted therein to really be in any way particularly investable or interesting. Well, interesting is not the right word, because obviously they are interesting.
Yeah.
It's Neil and Janet Armstrong. Claire Foy, for instance, in this movie, amounts to nothing more than a pasty face and a quivering lip.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I say that as someone I really enjoyed her performance in Unsane. Is it Unsane?
Unsane,
Unsane, a couple of months ago. I've never seen The Crown. I don't particularly know Claire Foy as an actress, and I did sit through Unsane thinking, okay, this is an interesting actress. This is the chick who's in The Crown? Okay, I might give that a try at some point. I think I saw a trailer and decided I'm really not going for that.
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
When you see her in this, you sit there and think, oh, good Lord, please tell me we've not got another Carey Mulligan on our hands where this is just going to be baseline depression for the next decade of performances. And this is one of those roles that does make you think, please don't let this be the case.
How long is this film?
It's a long one. It does push the 2-hour mark. When it goes for the nuts and bolts of the NASA story,
yeah, it
is really, really good. It is unmatched. It is superbly made.
Okay.
You've never seen an IMAX film actually feel this claustrophobic. Think of it as a reverse gravity.
Oh.
Yeah. The IMAX stuff in here, when they are men strapped inside a tin can,
yeah,
basically having rocket fuel ignited beneath them and just being shot at the moon.
Yeah.
And they're just clinging for dear life and they do not know if they are going to live or die. This movie is second to none. It is terrific. It manages to surpass even Apollo 13, which for me is the definitive space movie.
Yeah, high praise.
Yeah, this manages to surpass even Apollo 13. It is tremendous. Ron Howard should look upon this film and weep with joy. Right? The only problem is, whenever anybody involved in this movie is required to behave in any way like a human being, they don't in any way get there.
That's so weird.
It is bizarre. It is just staggering to me.
You've got to assume that's really intentional.
I know that there's an almost Christopher Nolan idea of, to the point, be factual. The only problem is Christopher Nolan wrote more convincing human beings than this. It simply doesn't work at all. Nobody in this film resembles a human being. Gosling's great. Claire Foy is just there to stand in the corner, look pasty and quiver a lip. And Corey Stoll's having some fun. That's it.
Is it going to win Oscars?
Probably. Probably. I mean, if anything, this will get technical achievements. Absolutely, this will get technical, because technically it is a fantastic film.
Sure.
And as a procedural, film, as a procedural drama. It is a genuinely terrific film.
So what kind of moviegoer is going to enjoy this then?
Really, really dull people. Or just NASA nerds. NASA nerds. I mean,
there's thousands of them out there.
There are. You say that. You say
there
that.
Probably are.
My friend Nigel, who runs the Curzon in Sheffield, he runs those Something Astronomical evenings.
There you go. Shout out to
in
Nigel.
fact, he brought, I think it was Gene Coon to Sheffield, the last man to walk on the moon. He brought him to Sheffield for a screening.
So you say, we all know it's behind a curtain in a TV studio.
People keep
because
asking,
the flags
by the way.
Don't move.
People satirically ask on Facebook, who plays Kubrick then? And I've always replied with Raid Sabagia. And if anyone gets that joke, good for you. But yeah.
No one ever gets your jokes.
No one ever gets like a Raid Sabagia reference. What's wrong with this world? Or Keith Sarabashka, also a great actor, and starred in The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan movie. So there we go, full circle. So, film of the week. Well,
go on then, hit us with it.
Right, film of the week. I'm giving it to Mandy. Mandy's bonkers. I loved it. And also, do you know what I didn't mention when we reviewed Mandy?
What?
Right, is that there's like an animated marketing mascot in the movie.
Is there?
Yeah. Like an I'll buy that for $1 kind of a character. You know, in RoboCop, how they have I'll buy that for $1. Kind of like a marketing character like that. That character is created by none other than Casper Kelly.
Oh.
Right? Casper Kelly, of course, is the creator of this masterpiece.
Too many cooks, too many cooks, too many cooks, too many cooks.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sorry, but I'll watch Casper Kelly forever. Like, any of his work, put it in front of me, I will give it any time of day, because Too Many Cooks is amazing. So, yeah, Mandy, absolutely brilliant movie.
Let's all go see it.
Yeah, go and see it. It is a terrific Nicolas Cage movie, although it's not a crowd pleaser, so expect something really nasty, very late 70s, early 80s, something like that. Just expect an Iron Maiden album
something
cover.
really nasty late 80s. Sounds like you.
It's got a chainsaw fight in it.
Oh, I'm in then.
I mean, it's just got a tiger in it for no reason. The tiger doesn't do anything.
Tiger, chainsaw, Nicolas Cage.
Exactly.
What more could anybody want?
And big axe.
And a big axe.
Really, really big double-ended axe.
And cannibals.
And cannibals. LSD cannibals.
LSD.
So,
I
yeah.
like it. I'm in.
So, yeah. So go see Mandy. Mandy is fun. So next week, we'll see what we've got next week. Goosebumps 2 is next week.
Of course.
Was it Haunted Halloween?
Something like that.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. It could be all right. Could be fun.
To be honest, I think it's going to be lame. But, you know.
Well, yeah,
because
exactly.
the first one, we'll all give it a shot.
And, well, very rare we get a documentary sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, next week we have the sequel to Fahrenheit 9/11 next week.
Which is
appropriately
called?
Titled Fahrenheit 11/9.
You're joking me.
Not even kidding. That is actually out next week.
Okay.
Gerard Butler and Gary Oldman will team up for the submarine thriller Hunter Killer next week. Not a fan of a submarine thriller? Or sweaty men in a steel tube doesn't do it for you?
No.
No?
You ever see that one with Bon Jovi in it?
U-571, in which the Americans sold World War II in the Enigma Code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny story, after coming back into this country for the first time in 6 months, that was the first movie I went and saw.
I'm sorry.
I followed that up with the Melissa Joan Hart comedy Drive Me Crazy. It was a better movie. Let's see, next week we've also got Science Fair. We've also got the acclaimed Dogman next week.
Dogman?
Dogman. It got buzzy reviews from, I think, Locarno or Venice.
Okay.
We've got the rap battle movie Versus next week.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. We've got an evening with Beverly Loughlin.
My favourite. Beverly Loughlin.
Loughlin of the Arkansas Lens? I don't know.
Obviously.
And last but certainly by no means least, it's the night he comes home again. Halloween is next week.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. I've seen it. I can't wait to talk to you about it. It's going to be awesome. All those to come and more next week off screen. In the meanwhile, this has been a Candy Store production of a Movie Marker. I've been Ben Connor.
I've been Kelly Needham.
And we shall return.
Just show me the way to get out of here, and I'll be on my way.
You've been listening to Offscreen. For more movie news, reviews, and more, visit moviemarker.co.uk.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Podcast extras.
Podcast extras, Ms. Needham. Oh, you just asked me, why would they make a live action, what was it?
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. I don't remember Lilo and Stitch.
Me neither.
I would have thought you was more like sort of targeted at you than me, actually.
It probably is, but no.
No, it's the blue alien, is it? Blue alien, the Hawaiian girl?
Yeah.
Something like that? I don't know. I don't know if we're making it live action. I don't know if that's going to be for actual cinemas or if that's for this newfangled Disney Play service or whatever it is. Or no, this one that Lady and the Tramp is going for.
Yeah, disappointed. Although that means that I just need a new subscription.
Well, I mean, at the rate we're dumping £6 a month, what's one more? Eh?
Yeah. Chuck them in.
But apparently, this is the thing, there was a survey done recently, actually, about streaming services. And apparently, the maximum number that most average households will sort of psychologically go for is 3.
3?
So the average household will psychologically commit to 3 streaming subscriptions. But anything more than that, they see as excessive.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that means I can get this Disney one then, because we have Netflix and Prime, so there you go. I've got a gap.
I'll be honest with you, I own all the Disney films I would ever want to watch.
So you think?
Well, no. I mean, like, as Disney release more Marvel movies and more Star Wars movies, I tend to get them on physical disc, just in case, the great internet apocalypse ever comes.
And do you have zombies?
Well, no, I don't have zombies. That's a musical. Is that the musical?
Watch zombies.
It's musical, isn't it?
It's
Disney Channel musical?
So bad. It's not even like High School Musical bad, where it's like bad but iconic. Like, it's just bad.
Oh, I couldn't bring myself to watch it. I mean, remember, I sat through that made-for-TV remake of Dirty Dancing with Abigail Breslin.
Oh my God, I love that.
Oh,
like,
God, it was
I
so
hate
terrible.
it so much, but I love it so much at the same time. I torture my friends with clips off YouTube of the like kind of iconic scenes that they've redone, and I make people sit through them. I love it.
Is this like me and that John Barrowman clip from Shark Attack 3?
Yeah, it's just like that. Except it goes on a lot longer.
Okay, let me do the last review of the week.
Go on then.
Right.
You seem very excited by this review.
I am very excited about this, and I want to be as prepared as I can possibly be for you.
I see you with a notebook and
so
everything.
I'm getting the notebook out. It's coming out. Right, brace yourself.
All right.
For the delight that is Make Me Up.
Okay.
Right? Make Me Up is the new film by the conceptual artist Rachel McLean. Yes. So, right. I'm trying. Do you know what? I'd not actually thought about having to phrase the plot in actual human words.
That's all right. Just let it free.
Okay.
Just release it.
So from the surface, for us as an audience, a young woman wakes up in what looks like an Aqua video. Right?
Okay.
Like an Aqua, like the Barbie girl music video. Like Lena should be in this video. Like Aqua should have done this.
Okay.
It is evidently inhabited only by sort of gorgeous young women who are all made to look various shades of neon and technicolor in a sort of a way that almost suggests a sort of a drag show kind of a style to it.
Okay.
It turns out, are each named for a popular digital real-world assistant. So there is a character called Siri. Oh. There is a character called Alexa. There is a character called Cortana. One for everyone. They're really just...
There's more than that.
Yeah, well, there's not one called Google.
Oh, okay.
So, Anyway, it turns out that these are all operating systems that have been granted human form and are being ruled over by this sort of... I don't want to say umpire, but like kind of a diva type.
Okay.
Who does speak, but when he / speaks, it's only with the voice of Kenneth Clark from the old BBC documentary series Civilization.
What?
And this is a prolonged sci-fi exploration of the ideas of feminism and the value of women in society. Here's a clip. I'm so sorry.
Looking at those great works of Western man, and remembering all that he's achieved in philosophy, poetry, science, lawmaking, it does seem hard to believe that European civilization can ever vanish. And yet, it has happened once. In the last few years, we developed an uneasy feeling that this could happen again. And advanced thinkers have begun to question if civilization is worth preserving.
What the hell is this?
Someone throw a pie. Yeah, that's the movie, man. It's wow. So I spoke to a film critic friend of mine who I won't name for the purpose of this review. And the same one I always mention, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to him, and we were talking about films for the week. And I said, "Did you see Make Me Up?" He said, "Wow, yeah, it's that's really something." I went, "It's like Aqua were hired to record a video equivalent of the Voyager space probe." You know the Voyager space probe is that one that has the gold records on, that has like samples of human music and the human genome, and we shot it out into space so that if aliens ever found it,
here's all you need.
Right. If you asked Aqua to do that with video, this is the movie that gets shot out into space.
What is this madness?
I cannot explain it. It is far, far too ponderous to even vaguely make a point. And you can see it desperately swinging, trying to make one. And it goes for everything in the book. It goes for every kind of conceivable point it can. It just simply flares too wildly for it to really land anywhere.
I just really don't understand. I'm completely confused.
I came away from it thinking, of course this was an art piece, because there's no conceivable way that you could claim this as anything other than... I mean, I came away from it calling it RuPaul's Space Race.
I'm offended.
And I say that because I don't know about RuPaul's Drag Race. I've seen exactly one episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's not something I really get on board with. But the problem is, at one point, this film stops itself dead, right, to then just drop itself into a 15-minute long, sustained, straight-to-camera lecture on feminism, from cutting between different characters, literally a 2-camera lecture to you as the audience
about feminism.
on the subject of feminism. Okay, this is the kind of thing you don't want to put in front of idiots. You know those idiots that are like, this feminism thing's girl Ghostbusters, those guys. Do not in any way put this in front of any of those people, because I swear to God we will never hear the end of it.
I'm trying to look this thing up on IMDb, and I'm really struggling.
It's not that easy to find.
It's really not.
I mean, it's one of those films. It is shot almost entirely in soft focus. I mean, to an extent that almost demands that it stars Sybil Shepherd, but it's just entirely in this glazed over soft focus. It never particularly, as a result, manages to give much perspective to its visuals. It always feels bleached out by its own softness. So you can't say it looks great. You can't say it plays great, because the film itself simply isn't very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Simply isn't very gripping. I'm sure it's trying to make interesting points, but it gets lost so often that you don't care when it even vaguely gets near one. Not that it ever actually does, to be fair.
I've just found
Have you found something
about it.
You found something?
Yeah, and it says it's a darkly comic film taking a satirical look at the contradictory pressures faced by women today.
No. The only pressure anyone faces as regards this movie is the fact of actually having to sit through it. It is not good in any way, shape, or conceivable form. This is This is art with a capital F. Sorry. And no. No, just no. Do not see this. Do not see this movie. I cannot implore you, even vaguely as much as I should.
It looks like it's going on tour, so,
Well, let it go on tour and let it pass you by.
Yeah. Don't worry, it doesn't seem to be coming to Sheffield, so let's give it a skip, shall we?
So, we were talking earlier, you mentioned about that we were dropping the sexual assault scandal drama or something. And I've just come to realise that this is the Annapurna one, right, that just the other day had a pretty significant piece of casting.
Go on.
Right, so the idea is Annapurna, they're a pretty decent mid-level distributor, decent mid-level production company.
I guess so, yeah.
Some pretty decent novels, not immediately leap to mind, admittedly. But they were doing this drama. It was going to start John Lithgow as Roger Ailes, head of Fox News. Not exactly the squeakiest of cleanest of men.
What are you trying to say?
I know, imagine that, Fox News. Imagine that. Seriously, if you listen to Fox News and this show, just don't combine the two. Right, so the other day it was announced that Malcolm McDowell had been cast as Rupert Murdoch.
Ooh. Ooh, now that's interesting.
You'd watch the hell out of that, wouldn't you? Like, hang on, the most evil man in the universe?
He really is.
Who's going to be played by Malcolm McDowell?
Who's also the most evil man. Well, I'm sure he's not in real life. But
No. Did you know he was once married to Mary Steenburgen?
I did not.
I didn't
That's
either.
strange.
Do you know what? Do you know where they met?
Where?
They met on a late 70s sci-fi movie called Time After Time.
Now, how lovely.
Which recently got remade. I keep dropping my phone off my leg, I apologize. Which recently got remade into a TV series. Right? Same exact concept, but done as a series.
Right.
The plot of the series, I swear to God I'm not making this up, is H.G. Wells invents the time machine, like he does in his book.
Right.
His friend is Jack the Ripper. His friend steals the time machine, escapes to the future. H.G. Wells jumps forward to try and catch him, teams up with a modern-day woman.
What?
That's the concept of Time After Time. Now, in the original 70s version, the 70s adaptation, I think it was a book before, right? Malcolm McDowell played H.G. Wells.
Yeah.
David Warner played Jack the Ripper. Yeah, see, now you're interested. And Mary Steenburgen was, I think she was a bank worker. In the present day, she was the modern girl.
Oh, okay.
Because it was the 70s when they made it.
It was the 70s.
Yeah. Nowadays, they make it now. I think she's like the historian of the museum that the time machine is in.
Ah.
I think that's how they've changed it for now.
How have I never heard of this thing?
Oh my God, it's so crap. Like, the series is crap. The movie's actually pretty good, although very racist now.
Pretty much everything from kind of pre-2015 is pretty racist.
I didn't know. I was watching the series, did not know it was a movie.
Yeah.
Did not know anything about it before. Matt Turner, my friend who's the film critic for The Eye.
Okay.
Right, he said, is that based on the movie? I'm like, what movie? So I looked it up in front of me. Oh my God, it's a movie. I'm watching that this weekend. So, of course, I got very drunk and then watched Time After Time.
You got drunk?
I know, imagine that. So that happened. And I was just astonished at how profoundly racist, sexist, homophobic this movie was. It was insane.
Well,
there are no Arabs in the movie. They still go after Arabs.
Yeah, of course they do.
Of course they do.
We've been rewatching How I Met Your Mother in my house, and that's incredibly transphobic and homophobic, and
actually it is in a very strange way, isn't it?
Yeah, so
there is that.
Pretty much everything is. There we go.
So here's a question for you. Did you like World War Z? Well, if you have to think about it, probably not.
If I had to go with either a yes or no, I'll go with no, but I think it's probably more kind of a grey,
Did you watch it on release? Have you not watched it since?
I watched. It was on recently on TV, and so I caught a bit of it. But no, I've only watched it in full once.
I think it is worth watching. I've watched it back once, sort of accidentally. It was on Sky Cinema or something. By the way, it's great to see Walter from Scorpion trip up and shoot himself in the face.
He's not from Scorpion. He's from Casualty.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not having this.
Okay, first of all, yes, he is from... I'll get back to the World War Z.
I know he's from Scorpion, but originally
hang on.
he was from Casualty.
Okay, you sound like my goddamn mother. My mother says that. Oh, that's him from Casualty. Every time she sees him, she's in love with the dude, but she doesn't know he's... Anyway, so here's my thing, right? I will always credit him as being the guy from Scorpion. Not because he's particularly any good in Scorpion.
That's a terrible series.
He's fine, and it is a terrible series, but a brilliantly terrible series that is overtaken only by the reboot of MacGyver, I will have you know, which is a masterpiece. Right, so...
oh, that reminds me. I have something to pick you up on.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
But here's my thing, right? Him being Walter O'Brien, Scorpion is a series apparently based on a real dude.
Is it?
Yes. And I know this because for the first season of Scorpion, every episode begins with a black screen and the white text inspired by real events. Now, I'm going to ask John over there. John, whilst I'm telling her this, wiki Walter O'Brien. Please do this. Honestly, it's astonishing. It's hilarious.
Yeah, for everyone's info, my lovely other half has joined us in the room.
We should say that. Yeah. Coulson is in the room. Sorry. Right, so...
Coulson and the cats.
Coulson and the cat. So, the way this works, Walter O'Brien, according to the TV show, was a child prodigy. He has something like the 4th highest IQ ever recorded. Right. He is recruited at a young age to work for the US government. Years later, he forms his own think tank, who are then contracted by the US government and used as consultants on what are basically A-Team style problem-solving missions.
Yeah.
So, kids stuck down a well, they have to work out how to get him out, stuff like that.
Mm.
Right, but always like end-of-the-world stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Walter O'Brien, it turns out, the real Walter O'Brien, who claims that all of this happened, is spectacularly full of shit. Spectacularly. It turns out there's no record of any IQ test for this man. He has simply been running around the world telling everyone he has the 4th highest IQ ever mentioned. I'm sure John's reading this about now and finding out that he's spectacularly full of shit. This dude embellished everything. Like anything.
Therefore, he sounds pretty smart.
But the funniest part, the absolute most hilarious part is the dude who plays Walter O'Brien, who you know from Casualty.
Yeah.
Not a bad-looking dude, is he?
Yeah, he's alright.
He's not. He's a very nice-looking man, I would say.
I'm trying to remember his name in Casualty.
Elias Gable is the name of the actor. It's spelt funny, so I'm just going to find him on Google for you. He's in Game of Thrones, actually.
Is he?
He is very briefly in Game of Thrones.
Well, pretty much everyone is.
So I'm just going to show you a picture, just to refresh your memory. This is a picture of Elias Gable from Scorpion and Game of Thrones and Casualty.
Yeah.
Right, and World War Z.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to show you a picture, and I want you to remember that the real Walter O'Brien is a producer on Scorpion. That is Walter O'Brien right there. That man was given...
ate him.
Yeah. That man was told, who do you want to play you in a series? Got shown some shots and picked Elias Gable, and they let him get away with that.
You would, though, wouldn't you?
Of course you would. Doesn't mean
fair.
you should be allowed to.
I mean, I'd pick, Kelly Brook to play me, but,
I'm not making a boob joke. I'm not doing it.
My other half's in the room.
It's the year of me. It's the year of me too.
Anyway, can I pick you up on the thing, or are you still going?
Pick me up on the thing.
This is back to last week. You were having a nice discussion with Case, and you were talking about Tate Donovan, and you had the audacity to say that you don't remember Disney's Hercules.
No, I don't. I don't remember it at all.
Watch that movie.
I know I do.
Immediately.
I seriously do.
How dare you?
I do not disagree. Oh, sorry.
Hugely underrated.
I've just realised the reason we were talking about World War Z is because David Fincher is going to direct the sequel.
Oh, well,
this has been rumoured.
That was the news.
This has been rumoured for years. Brad Pitt and David Fincher have a long-standing relationship because Seven.
Yeah.
Seven. Remember that little film?
No.
Never 24 years ago. Are you finding more pictures of Walter O'Brien and Elias Gable? Yes, that's the two. Yeah.
Practically the same.
Yeah, I know you're shaking your head in disgust. Yeah, I know. But let's be honest. Let's just be honest for 1 second. You would, if you had the option, get Armie Hammer to play you in the movie.
I love Armie Hammer.
You would, John. I know you're not mic'd up, so you can't say anything. But yeah, you'd get Armie Hammer if you could.
It's because he knows how much I love him. So what's it going to be called then?
I don't know. World War Z 2?
World War Z 2. There must be something we can come up with.
George just held up Seth Rogen as he needs to play with the ring.
That would be perfect.
I think John and I once said if I ever had a biopic or he ever had a biopic, obviously both of us have to appear in it, and Seth Rogen would play him and Jonah Hill would play me.
Jonah Hill?
No.
Are you joking?
Well, the thing is that Colin Farrell will be older than Seth Rogen, so it wouldn't make sense.
I'd have thought you'd have gone with Robert Downey Jr. But
too old for me.
Speaking of...
Oh, yes. What's RDJ done? There's a thing about his film, isn't there? The release date.
Yeah, so he's doing this Dr. Dolittle thing.
Dr. Dolittle's Fantastic Voyage, or the Fantastic Voyage of Dr. Dolittle?
Something like that, yeah.
It's got a huge
Something
cast.
about a voyage. So it was meant to be released next year, April. It's now got delayed to January 2020, I think.
That's concerning. I'll be honest with you, that is enough of a leap that's concerning.
Big delay.
And I'm not sure what the industry metrics are on it, what the thing is it's moved to, because usually it's always, we want to get it out of the way of this other film that's quite similar, something like that. I'm not sure what the metrics like that are in this case. But,
I don't know, there's quite a few films. I think Dumbo is meant to come out, and Shazam.
Now, to be fair, Shazam's not really an issue, although putting Robert Downey Jr. against any superhero movie automatically invites comparisons. But putting Dr. Dolittle against Dumbo, that one seems a bit silly. So yes, if that's the case, it makes sense, but then again, why move it nearly a year? Maybe it's CG, maybe it's for CG reasons.
Could be.
Which is, if that's what they want to take nearly a year to make sure those visual effects are down, because they kind of need to be,
They're never going to beat Eddie Murphy.
Oh, speaking of, that movie, that MFKZ. We're in podcast extras now, so we can call it motherfuckers.
There you go.
That's its name. MFKZ is called Mutterfuckers. It's Mutterfuckers.
Yes.
But the whole thing, by the way, looks like a fucking Gorillas video. Anyway.
Yeah, I kind of got that from the the thing
But
they
yeah,
showed.
the director, not the director of that. Oh my god, what is it? There's a director of something, and he's Smallfoot. The director of Smallfoot.
Yeah.
Is the director of the Eddie Murphy movie Imagine That, which never got a theatrical release in this country. Remember, cinemas had the posters up for months and they never released it. Yeah, that one.
Was it? Do you know, I don't think I've ever seen that one, but whenever I think of it, I always get confused with that Adam Sandler film.
Bedtime Stories?
Bedtime Stories. Are they kind of similar?
I think they are kind of similar. It's like, I think she wishes for something and he conjures something or something like that. But the thing is, it's him and his like daughter. I think he's a divorced parent or something. Yeah. The daughter is the eldest daughter from Blackish.
Oh.
Yeah. You know the one who's now a goddamn director?
Is she?
Yeah, she's like 19 and a full-fledged filmmaker.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, because
what was the spin-off that she was in from
Grownish.
Blackish?
It's still going as far as I know.
Watch that.
I've watched about 5 episodes, and it shows you how forgettable Superfly was. That the lead actor in Superfly is apparently the love interest in Grownish. And I'm like, I have no memory of this dude. Clearly, he is just forgettable.
Sorry about it.
I call it the Sam Worthington effect.
Ugh.
Have you seen Batgirl, by the way? Batwoman, sorry.
I've seen the picture.
The picture of Batwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... I don't know why you'd release that. It doesn't really show you anything.
Well,
I don't know.
It doesn't need to. It's a bat symbol. It's a woman. It's a bat symbol. Batwoman.
It's a woman?
It's a bat symbol. It's a woman. Batwoman.
Batwoman. Is that going to be a TV show, though, or is that going to be an actual film?
Yeah, it's going to be a TV show.
Is it part of this kind of
there is a film,
Arrow and
yeah, it's part of the Flarrowverse, as Calvin used to call it.
The
Flarrow, because back when it was just Flash and Arrow, it used to call it the Flarrowverse. Nowadays, it is just officially called the Arrowverse.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, because Arrow is the first show, and also that starts up this next week. And how badass does that look?
Oh, is he in prison now?
Right. Funny story behind that. You know the reason he's in prison? Right, is because that is a movie script that DC had as an actual Green Arrow movie ready to go for years. And then they decided to do the DCEU and it got cast by the wayside.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, they had this apparently brilliant script sat on a shelf. Someone on the Arrow staff then evidently dug it out and just went, hell, this make a pretty good season.
Why have we not done this?
Yeah, the movie was going to be called Supermax, by the way. Last time anyone heard about it, Charlie Hunnam was being considered.
Oh,
Charlie Hunnam is always considered as a blonde superhero.
Is he not over yet? I can't deal with him.
You've not thought about the future.
Honestly, I can't. Now talking about Tom Hardy's accent in that Venom clip. Like, Charlie Hunnam, what is that accent? It's like...
Yeah.
Geordie English American-y.
I watched about 20 minutes of King Arthur Legend of the Sword on Sky Cinema the other day.
No, I'm sorry.
And yeah, thank you. Not accepted. But not accepted. That was 20 really painful ass minutes. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, speaking of accents,
yeah.
What is Jason Statham's accent meant to be in The Meg?
Jason Statham.
But it's like a bit American-y,
but
then also Cockney. And I was like, is he meant to be American, but he just can't do it?
Right. Obviously, I appreciate that everyone who listens to this show generally is attuned to a certain spot in the ongoing tidal current of film conversation. That there is a certain agreement of nerddom and opinion that comes with the associated listenership of this programme. So obviously, I just sort of assume the same of you. To be fair, because you are, part of that listenership as well. I just thought it was agreed silently between all of us at this point that Liam Neeson, Jason Statham, and Clive Owen, Pierce Brosnan, Charlie Hunnam, Sam Worthington, Gerard Butler, that they don't have accents.
They just do whatever comes out.
They just have their own voice.
Yeah.
Right? If Gerard Butler wants to play an Australian...
He will be Scottish about it.
Speaking as a Scotsman, we're just going to accept it because he's on that list of people we just don't judge for accents. It's like Sean Bean.
If they change their accents halfway through, let them be.
That's them flexing their muscles. That's what that is. That's them performance muscles being flexed. Have you ever seen Troy? Have you seen that moment in which Brad Pitt walks up the steps and Sean Bean says, "Oh, Achilles"? Right? That is a moment... just for the ages, right there. The idea that there were Yorkshire people Okay? Right at that point.
Of course they were. What about?
Exactly. All right, Achilles.
What?
When you get to All Right, Achilles, and, within a year, you're chasing Nicolas Cage through a museum and shouting, he's got the bloody map. Then we've reached peak accent. That is the end of it.
Deal with it.
Russell Crowe need not storm out of interviews. That's all I'm saying. Why he feels the need, I don't know. That was wrong of him. He should have owned that. He should have owned his crap accents.
There are some people, though, that just shouldn't bother. Like Idris Elba. Don't do an American accent. You can't do it.
Terrible,
I rewatched The Losers recently, and I never even realised that he was in it. Like, that's how long
so
it's
bad.
been. And I was like, he cannot do that accent.
You know who does a really good American accent?
Americans?
No. Like, in terms of British actors, like I'm
Who?
flipping it round. And I didn't see this coming. Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Like
to
Mission
be fair.
Impossible, I didn't even question it. That dude's American.
Yeah.
And also a complete badass. Like,
he is.
You do watch Mission Impossible, was it Fallout? You watch Fallout, you sit and think, hang on a minute, you had 3 attempts to do Superman with this guy, and they all sucked? How does that work?
I have to say, though, I still don't understand why he needed the mustache.
Yeah.
We know the issues
No,
it caused.
doesn't make sense. No.
I always
no.
assumed, all right, well, fine. When
No.
Mission Impossible comes out, we'll understand why he needs that mustache.
No, I tell you something. Like, that was nothing more than that. That was a pissing contest.
Yeah.
That was fuck you in your Justice League. Fuck you. Okay,
We're gonna cost you millions.
Yeah, no, that
for
was
the hell of it.
That was we've only got 3 franchises, and we have to leave 5 years between installments. Fuck your Justice League. He's keeping the stash. That's what that was. Because apparently they actually sat and worked out with accountants that it would be quicker and cheaper to actually shave him and add the mustache. And it would look better. They worked that out.
Well, it's not going to look much worse than that.
Exactly.
Top layer.
They've done image tests and everything. And then to make matters, and the only reason it happened is just because Paramount. And I don't particularly. I'm not the best of friends with Paramount, but I support them endlessly for this, because if I had the chance to be a complete dick to the DCEU pre them hiring James Gunn, because that's something even Marvel won't do.
If it happens.
No, they've hired him. He's writing it.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's writing it. That's definitely. He's writing.
I thought it was still like.
He's writing Suicide Squad 2. Sorry, Suicide Squad. He's writing
Suicide Squad.
He is writing Suicide. Whether he directs it is another thing, but he probably will.
Oh, I see. So it's the director that's the question mark.
Oh, yeah. He's writing it. It's whether he directs Suicide Squad.
See, in my head, I was still thinking, they're never going to pull this off. He's never going to do it. But
that's the thing. So you got to remember, as far as franchises go, which is basically all that keeps any of these studios afloat, because every movie can bomb, right? You got to remember, Paramount only has like 3. You know, they've got Star Trek.
Yeah.
They've got the Transformers.
Oh, you're counting that?
No, they've got that, and they've got Mission Impossible. Those are the 3 franchises, and you've got to bear in mind, Transformers, you can fart out a new one every 2 years, to be fair. No one will notice if there's a bit of a whiff around it. Okay? But...
Are they still building that theme park? The Paramount theme park near London? Because they're not going to have many attractions, are they?
I'm pretty sure I won't be allowed in. Anyway, armed guards at the gate. Keep your eye open for this motherfucker. We got to get him. It's going to be guys with trank guns and a picture of me on a smartphone, Jurassic World style.
I'll let you know how it is.
But, But that's the thing. So, Mission Impossible every 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing. So, when they wheel out a new Mission Impossible, bear in mind, they have whittled that down a bit. I think it's about every 3 now for Mission Impossible. Because it's 18, we're 18 for this one.
Was Ghost Protocol the one before
No, it was Rogue Nation before. That was 2015.
Okay.
And before that was 2012. And I think before that was 2006.
Okay,
2000.
so they're skimming off the years.
They're shortening the gap, but...
They've got to, because Tom Cruise is getting on a bit.
I don't know. I mean, the dude's got to be, like 65 now? Xenu... I'm just saying, Xenu replenishes, man. Xenu replenishes. You suck enough stem cells down, Xenu replenishes.
There you go.
But I don't know. I have any idea how Scientology works. Maybe they suck, like...
Did you never
stem
see the
cells
Louis
down.
Theroux?
I did. Which one? The one where he actually
Scientology
did... No,
one.
hang on. Do you mean the one where he actually did a Scientology documentary, or do you mean the Scientology movie, which is not the Scientology documentary? That's just fucking with Scientology.
I know, but wasn't it fun?
It was very fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Very pleased.
But yeah, so that was the whole thing with the Justice League. It was like a pissing match. It was one of those. You're gonna have a Justice League movie out every 6 months. We get one every 3 years. Fuck you. You know, it's that one.
I have to say, I desperately don't want to see Aquaman or Flash with Ezra Miller.
Oh my god! Did you see? Did you see the 5-minute long Aquaman trailer they released?
No, of course I didn't.
They released, and this is because New York Comic Con was last weekend.
Yeah.
A bunch of TV shows and movies got these massive 5-minute trailers.
I mean, trailers are long enough.
Yeah.
They don't need to be 5 minutes.
I mean, nowadays, if you want to see a 5-minute trailer, you just go and see Venom and wait until after the credits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at John. We need to go see Venom.
No, you don't.
No, you've sold the terribleness.
No. Please don't think I've sold the terribleness. It is not enjoyable terrible.
I know, but it's
you and I enjoy a crap film.
No, but
This is not Big Ass Spider.
Morbid curiosity.
No, this is not Big Ass Spider.
I love self-torture. You know this.
On your own head be it.
Yeah,
On your pretty little head be it, my darling.
Thank you.
I will not in any way endorse said behaviour. But you bring this torment upon yourself.
Back to Aquaman. So a 5 minute.
5-minute long trailer shows you so much you didn't know. I had somehow managed to get through the entirety of all this prep for Aquaman. Somehow, and I know I knew it at some point, but I forgot. Nicole Kidman is his mum.
Eh?
I forgot. Nicole Kidman is Aquaman's mum.
How does that work? Is she meant to be like supernaturally young because ... Atlanteans or whatever they are?
Something like that. But
is that right? Atlanteans?
They also go full blown mummy with this movie as well.
In what way?
They go to the desert and solve puzzles in the cave.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and all to find a magic trident, because even though he had a trident in Justice League, that one just wasn't the magic trident. He needed to trade his trident in for the magic trident so that he could do the magic tridenting.
Yeah, duh.
Because of all that.
I honestly, in Justice League, pretty much every line that Jason Momoa had made me want to rip my own skin off.
Oh God,
just the cringe.
He's so goddamn terrible in that movie, isn't he?
Absolute cringe.
Aqua Bro.
Oh. God, it was horrible.
Yeah, really respects a secret identity, isn't it? Yeah, you're crazy, Bruce Wayne. Crazy. Sorry about you 50 people. Sorry, crazy, Bruce Wayne.
That was a really good impression.
No, that was literally just me doing a kegger boy, like a frat boy kind of thing. Rambo. We got to talk about Rambo.
Oh,
you know, right? Rambo 5's happening.
Rambo 5. Right. Rambo number 5.
Rambo number 5. A little bit of terrorist in mass. we will compose lyrics. Actually, I thought of that during that film Make Me Up. Because they have to add generic... There aren't that many digital assistants, as you pointed out. They have to make up names for all the other girls. And it just becomes like the names from Mambo number 5. Like there is an Erica and a Rita. Anyway, so Rambo 5 is happening. And it has been happening. They've wanted to do Rambo 5. Well, Stallone has wanted to do Rambo 5 since the last
Rambo
one,
4.
which was Rambo.
Ah.
Well, that one was just called Rambo. Sometimes it's called... Actually, tell a lie.
Isn't it Blood of...
No,
Blood
hang on.
Rambo?
So it's First Blood.
Right.
It goes First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3,
right,
John Rambo, then retitled simply Rambo on DVD and
His
Blu-ray.
name's John Rambo?
Yes. Right,
Oh,
there's worse. In Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger played John Matrix. Anyway, okay? Never forget. That man can lift the log, but never forget his name is John Rambo.
John Rambo.
So, First Blood, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, John Rambo / eventually Rambo.
Yeah.
Now, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Last Blood. It's actually kind of clever in one sense, because you got to remember, like, you know, we've got a Halloween sequel coming out. What should we call it? I don't know, fucking Halloween. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that. Oh, we got a new Star Trek reboot coming out. What should we call it? I don't know, fucking Star Trek.
Star Trek.
This habit, you know, this thing of we're going to reboot Predator. What should we? I don't know, Predator. This thing.
Yeah.
Like, if we get a Superman reboot, they're going to call it goddamn Superman.
Of course.
Right? We will get a Blade reboot. Call Blade.
Don't you dare.
No, I'm sorry. Like, Tyrese needs a superhero movie.
Don't be
Blade is sat there
disgraceful.
waiting to be taken, man.
Don't be disgraceful.
How dare you?
How dare you, sir?
Okay, first of all, I love it when anyone says, "How dare you, sir," because it always reminds me of that movie, Clear and Present Danger. The Jack Ryan movie. The Jack Ryan movie in which he challenges the president. The president says, "Don't you come in here and bark at me like a junkyard dog. I am the president of the United States." And he says, "How dare you, sir?" Oh, terrible moment, but I love it. It's just lantern-jawed fun. But yeah, so... Rambo 5 is going to be called Last Blood. Paz Vega is going to play the female lead in it.
Ooh.
Now, you might not remember Paz Vega because she was a one to watch for about 20 minutes in about 2004, 2005. You might remember this, coincidentally, as the exact point that she starred in a certain Adam Sandler movie called Spanglish. Exactly. Nobody likes Spanglish. Not nobody, not know how.
I feel like I need a button that if I press it just says a toilet flushing.
We have one of those. I'll put it in for you.
Put it in.
I'll put it. Here we are.
Right now.
There we are.
Thank you for that.
There we are. Okay, so yeah, that's Paz Vega. She starred in Spanglish about 13 years ago. She's the female lead in Last Blood, it turns out.
Very good for her.
So I don't know if that'll...
And how old is Stallone as John Ram?
Who knows?
Because I'm going to guess that
70,
she's like, what, like early 30s at the most, maybe?
No. I'm sure she's got the early 40s. But anyway, it doesn't matter because
good.
the weird thing is,
Regardless,
as far
he's
as I
still
know, I
about
think
3 times
Stallone
her
was always
age.
older than Schwarzenegger. And Schwarzenegger's pushing 70.
I feel like Sylvester is now morphing into his mother. Have you ever seen Jackie?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Ugh.
I always feel bad. I've always wanted to meet Stallone. I've never met Stallone.
You met Schwarzenegger.
I met Schwarzenegger. And it was a lifetime defining moment.
Oh, was this when Keith Lemon was
That was
there?
when fucking Keith Lemon walked in, yeah exactly. Don't remind me of that.
I would love to see. There's obviously that must be stored somewhere.
That's stored somewhere. Yeah, they filmed it.
I really want to see it.
They filmed it for a thing, and because like Schwarzenegger clearly had no goddamn idea who Keith Lemon was because he's Schwarzenegger.
And doesn't need to, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Van Connor, and I don't need to know who Keith Lemon is. So, you know.
Wait, you're Van Connor?
I'm Van Connor, and that's why I drink. Anyway, have you seen this amazing statue they've made, by the way? They've made a 10-inch. They're making these, like, you can buy these, they're on retail. They've made a 10-inch, like a bust of Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park laid out on the slab with his shirt open.
No way.
I've not seen this. I'm going to show you a picture of this.
Is this like a miniature version? Didn't they have it on the London South
You could
Bank?
buy this. It is 10 inches long.
Oh my God.
There is an Ian
horrible.
Malcolm. It's horrible. I must own it.
Yes,
there you
you
go.
must own
it is
that.
tremendous. And who doesn't want like a
I
shirtless...
can live vicariously through you. You get that and just send me pictures of it occasionally.
This is a bit more TV than movie.
Okay.
Right. You know they're making a Captain Picard series.
I heard this.
Right. This is like Patrick Stewart's coming back.
Yeah.
Picard's going to be a thing again.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the thing. Like, we got that news and we all assumed, oh, well, 8 episodes on, whatever, is it ABC Go or whatever, CBS Go or whatever it is that Discovery's on. You know that thing no one actually pays for?
Yeah.
Like, because you only have to be if you're in the US, that's the only way to watch it, which basically means in the US, everybody is torrenting Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, of course.
Not in the UK, because we all pay for Netflix, so we already get it. But, if we had to subscribe to CBS Go, which kind of apparently only gets its numbers via repeats of NCIS.
Yeah, but, people already have the 3.
Well...
They can't get that one. That would take them into 4.
Anyway, so... this is the thing, the Picard series, apparently, it's not an 8-part event series. It's an ongoing series.
Oh.
Like, this shit's going on for years. Patrick Stewart, who is in his 80s and looks still like he is 39, which I swear...
he does not.
Have you seen the beginning of Star Trek Next Generation recently?
I have. He has some hair around the sides.
No. In the first episode, he had hair around the sides. And that's only because they couldn't decide on his hair. There is actual footage on the DVD of a point when they tried him with a hairpiece.
No way.
Yeah. Google it. Seriously, Google Captain Picard hairpiece.
I must.
I swear to God, there is a photo. It's not hard to find. There is a photo of Captain Picard with a hairpiece. They tried it because they didn't think a bald man could lead a series in 1987. It's brown as well.
I'm so pleased by it.
They didn't give him his own colour hair even. They just gave him this awful brown hairpiece. And it sweeps to the side. There you go. There you go.
He looks like the Hitler Youth, but old.
Kind of like that, yeah. It does have that kind of vibe about it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, John. There you go. See, you'll learn stuff every day. Also, if you
I love it.
Also, if you ever want a good laugh, just look up. There is the very first ever episode of Star Trek: Next Generation. There is a scene in very early on in which Riker is summoned to the Enterprise, and he's talking to Wesley Crusher and his mum.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton and Gates McFadgen. He talks to them and he beams up to the ship and he says goodbye to Wesley. And it's the creepiest thing. Just watch Jonathan Frakes' face.
Okay.
It is, I swear, like it's on Netflix. You can look this up right now.
I tell you what, we'll do it as soon as we're finished.
As soon as we're done. It is the creepiest thing you've ever seen.
I look forward to it.
Will Riker saying goodbye to Wesley Crusher in the very first episode of Star Trek.
He's a creepy man.
It is direct. Do you know that man has a spinal injury that means whenever he has to get into a chair, he has to straddle it.
Oh, really?
He takes his left leg and he swings it over the chair. Like, literally swings it over the back of the chair.
That's kind of like when I was getting into this chair to start recording.
As long as we have to move the mixer really close to you. Let's see what else we got. So you've said no female James Bond. Go figure. Who kind of knew about that? Well, yeah, to be honest.
Who cares?
I'm kind of in on that.
Over it.
Yeah. But, so, this is the thing. Do you know this whole Disney thing about, live actioning all their classics?
I do.
Well, obviously, one that comes up every time the conversation is ever uttered. Well, what's the first animated Disney film you've not seen anything of as a live action film that you'd go to in your mind?
Oh man, I've been put on the spot here.
Because I know your age. So I know the sort of stuff you will have watched as a kid. You want a live action adaptation of a Disney fairy tale. Bear in mind the ones we've had. What do you want next?
I want Little Mermaid.
There we are. There it is. Okay, so you know how Star is Born's out?
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a big deal.
Yeah.
Disney want Lady Gaga to be Ursula.
No.
Gets better. This is after they've decided they want Zendaya to be Ariel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she could.
She could.
Can she sing? Yeah, she can sing.
Yeah.
She was in Greatest Showman, right?
Yeah, she was in Greatest Showman. I've no idea what he's showing me in this film. There.
I don't know.
Oh, Splash. He showed me... Is that Splash?
It's
yeah, Splash. Sorry. Which is also being remade now as Sploosh, I believe, with Channing Tatum.
You are joking.
Wait, we've had this conversation.
We have not.
Right, okay. Splash is being... Why do I keep having to top it? I tell Kermode this.
Happening?
After we saw Overboard, I was shit-talking remakes. And I was particularly shit-talking gender-flipped remakes of properties nobody gave a shit about.
Yeah.
So I was saying, well, we're going to have Splash next year. What? I'm like, well, Channing Tatum's going to be the merman in Splash.
What?
And the girl... Yes.
I genuinely...
And the female lead is Gillian Bell.
No, I hate Gillian Bell.
Yep, there we are. I'm so glad we have John here providing visuals for us. He's
thank
so
you.
good. He is so good.
I hate Gillian Bell.
Channing Tatum is going to be the star of Sploosh.
Is it really called Sploosh?
No, it's called Splash.
Oh, because I was like, that is a porn remake.
First of all,
it.
No. I know we've had this conversation before.
We have not.
We have, because you named it Sploosh.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Oh, I'm funny.
Because you're the only person besides myself in the real world that actually uses the term sploosh.
Sploosh. Oh, I'm funny, aren't I? I was probably
You're
drunk.
Hilarious. But, half of all good comedy is memory. So, yes, that was Zendaya.
I find myself so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with Zendaya.
Lady Gaga. There you go.
I can go with Zendaya. I'm cool with that.
But Lady Gaga's Ursula?
But Lady Gaga's Ursula, absolutely not. I know that you don't watch Drag Race, but Ginger Minge needs to be Ursula.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
First of all, my pick for Ursula, and only because, and I'm aware, by the way, that there
Or
is
Rebel Wilson. I'll take it.
Now, Rebel Wilson kind of did it, though.
I know, but she did it pretty well.
She did it on stage. My thought, and it's only because and it's not because also she happens to be a plus-size woman, is because I've always wanted to see her just go completely off hinge. Mm-hmm. Retta from Parks and Recreation and Good Girls.
Oh.
I think
see that.
she'd be a phenomenal Ursula.
I could see that.
And I hadn't considered it until I sat to watch Good Girls recently on Netflix, which, by the way, is amazing. And Christina Hendricks and Mae Whitman, so good in it.
Nice.
Yeah, and Matthew Lillard. Let's not bury the lead.
Ugh,
Matthew Lillard, baby.
Is he still a thing?
He's not aged well.
Oh, no.
Shaggy did not age well.
Oh, no.
But, because these days, babies, you gotta have a sequel.
But wait, there's more.
Do you know the weird part? I think it's because I'm made to watch at home. Obviously, I'm made to watch Scream so often that to the point that it's one of those films that I think is an absolute masterpiece. But I'm sick of the goddamn sight of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Silence of the Lambs. Anyway, masterpieces. Never need to see them again. Or Jaws. I'll make an exception for Jurassic Park. Why won't she watch E.T.? Anyway, but the thing is, like that bit in Scream now, I'm so desensitized to it that in my head I have started to merge it with the same equivalent scene from Scary Movie.
From Scary Movie, yeah.
which is the bit where, so every time I try to imagine Skeet Ulrich explaining the plot, I imagine Skeet Ulrich trying to explain that Matthew Lillard took him on a shopping trip to San Francisco and made love to him.
It would make for a better film. A better Scream.
It would. Remember when we all thought Skeet Ulrich was going to be the next Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Nice days.
Nice days.
But what's this? Enough for him. I love a good Matthew Lillard meme. Matthew Lillard meme. Sorry. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's finish up some bits of news. Oh, that Barbie movie.
Uh-huh.
Remember the one that was going to star Amy Schumer?
Yeah.
Right, and
then she was too fat.
Yeah, but then it stars, what do you call it, Anne Hathaway.
Oh,
right?
really?
Then it stars Anne Hathaway. Well, not anymore. No.
Who is it now?
Now it stars Margot Robbie.
Ugh.
Right, so if you're not familiar with the plot...
No offence against Margot Robbie, but that's too obvious.
Wait for it, because it gets better.
Oh, God.
The idea of the Barbie movie apparently was... Barbie is not Barbie as we know her. Barbie is a plus-size average woman.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Hence Amy Schumer.
Hence Amy Schumer.
And I use the term plus size very loosely.
I know, I hate that shit. Anyway, who crosses into our world from Barbie world, where everyone is pitch perfect, and discovers that she can be herself and can be accepted. So you can understand how Anne Hathaway being cast was a bit of an issue anyway. Mm-hmm. Now it's Margot Robbie. I'm assuming we're dumping the entire plot.
Oh, well, we have to. That's ridiculous.
Because how the hell are you making that work with Margot Robbie? It doesn't in a million years.
Unless, of course, got it, they're going to put a pair of glasses on her.
Have you ever heard that joke about Clark Kent comes home from a day at work, takes his glasses off, puts them on the dining table, and Lois Lane says, "Is that our kitchen table?" Yeah, see Stoneface from Coulson over there doesn't get that.
Bless
but Janelle Monáe has joined Lady and the Tramp. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Janelle
Monáe of Hidden Figures. Goddess Janelle Monáe, aka BFF of Tessa Thompson. Janelle Monáe.
I'm sorry.
No, really, they're like a big thing.
But who's she going to be in Lady and the Tramp?
Who knows? I don't even know who Tessa Thompson's going to be. Is she Lady? Is she the Tramp? I don't know. Could be gender flipped. I don't know.
They're going to gender flip it.
Who knows?
Lady will be a man.
Apparently Venom got 10 million in Thursday previews because there is no God. We live...
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you about Venom. I didn't want to do it on the actual show for ... spoiler reasons.
Okay, spoilers. Anyway, go on.
Do they refer to why he looks like Spider-Man?
Nope.
Okay.
Gets better. Wait for it. Okay, so the book it's based on is called Venom Lethal Protector. The plot of that book is... Venom's been a fucking pain in the ass in New York for years for Spider-Man. Spider-Man says, look, you got to leave the city. If you're going to calm down, fine, because he's starting to calm down. He's like,
yeah.
If you're going to calm down, that's fine. You can't do it here.
Right.
Okay? Go somewhere else, set up, start fresh, be a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So Venom, Eddie Brock, gets on a plane, goes to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay. There, he basically the plot of Venom happens. But the idea is, I think he falls. One of his ex-victims, family members, or whatever, tracks him down,
right,
sets him up, and it looks like he's gone mental again. And Spider-Man has to travel to San Francisco and fight him.
Okay.
Right. But in reality, he's the good guy.
Right.
Right. Problem is, can't use Spider-Man.
No Spider-Man.
Yeah, can't mention Spider-Man.
No Pete Spider-Man.
So, no Pete Spider-Man. So, of course, what they do is they just have, he's a vlogger. He's a YouTube vlogger in San Francisco.
Ugh.
Right. Which, if this is meant to be in the MCU, by the way, is where fucking Ant-Man lives.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We know this because we literally saw Giant Man in the San Francisco Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the building appearing and disappearing.
Exactly. You remember that whole thing? No one noticed. No one noticed that. But this is
nobody else noticed.
This is in association with Marvel. In that way of from one of the 5 producers of American Pie.
What's it called? Like MCU adjacent.
Oh no, there is a term for it. I think Calvin came with it. It's the Sony universe with Spider-Man characters. Anyway, right. So he's just there. He's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Right, we get a mention early on when he's in a relationship with Michelle Williams, who's clearly...
What? Michelle Williams is in it?
Yes, Michelle Williams is in the movie and is clearly aware of the fact that she is too good to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Right. She says to him, you got chased out of New York, etc., And the implication is that he was being a journalistic pain in the ass, and they ran him out of New York.
Right.
The plot of Venom then dictates that he has to then be discredited as a journalist, his life has to be ruined, he has to lose his home, his job, his girlfriend, everything.
Yeah.
So this shit happened to him twice because they couldn't include Spider-Man.
Oh, dear.
That is literally what happened. Can I also just introduce one of my favourite lines from Venom?
Please.
Oh, he had one of those up his ass too.
Sounds good.
I see. It's almost as good as I'm sorry about Venom, which is actually a line of dialogue.
Is it seriously?
Yeah, from Michelle Williams.
I'm sorry about Venom.
At one point in this movie, Michelle Williams says the words with complete sincerity, I am sorry about Venom. And I've never believed an actress more in my life.
How about Kobe Smulders? When the moon was it positively transcendent?
The moon is positively transcendent. Oh my God, how have I forgotten that? I am jaded. I am jaded if I have somehow forgotten that. Wow.
You're welcome.
Okay, apparently Chris Evans, we never got to this. Chris Evans apparently is done. He's out. He's not Cap anymore. Apparently that's it.
What?
No more Captain America. No more Chris Evans, man. He's done. Apparently,
I'm pretty sure.
Right?
I just completely blanked out when you were just talking because.
Yeah, it sounded like I rocked your world. Yeah. So Chris Evans has finished on Avengers 4. He has thanked Marvel and Disney and everyone for a great career.
But
he's done.
What?
He's not so subtly.
We let him have the beard. I thought that was the deal.
Well, yeah, you got your beard, and that was your scratchy bit of rough to enjoy for the end. And
are the other 2 Chris's staying there? Tell me that, please.
Well, Hemsworth wants to.
Okay.
And Pratt has no backbone, so I imagine he'll stick around no matter who directs the next one. So no, he really doesn't. Because let's be honest, that guy could have destroyed Twitter in 5 minutes if he wanted to. But mind you, having said that, I'm not holding him down to some kind of standard. Like, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is any better.
Yeah.
Like, Robert Downey Jr. has more Twitter followers than the Earth. Could have immediately gotten James Gunn rehired. Didn't. So I'm not gonna lie. I think that's kind of a dick move. But yeah, that's just
I'm
it.
shocked.
So apparently they're doing another Hansel and Gretel movie.
Did anybody ask for that? Was the last one the Jeremy Renner one?
Jeremy Renner one. Yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
Did you ever hear that thing? The whole thing was meant to be like, I think it was, one of them was going to be diabetic because of the events of their childhood.
Eh?
Yeah, that was going to be a thing. By the way, here's who's leading the new version. It's the young girl from It. It's the young girl from It.
Oh, she's
gonna
cute.
Yeah. The one who looks like Amy Adams or Jessica Chastain, who they cast Jessica Chastain to play in the sequel.
Should have been Amy Adams, let's be fair.
I'll be honest, I would have gone more with Amy Adams.
Yeah.
But, let's see who else we got. I think we're near the end. Okay, right. Mega Man.
Yes.
Right, live action movie of Mega Man coming.
Yes.
Yeah. Capcom are doing this with Fox.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I did have this out with Case last week. Okay.
That's right, you can have it out with me.
Capcom, I keep dropping
Can
this
you
down
stop, please?
It's this phone case is very slippy. Mega Man is owned by Capcom, the video game company,
games,
who
yeah.
I think, did they do Street Fighter 2, I think, something like that. Iconic video game label anyway. And
Looking at me like I'm a games person.
I know. But they are making this movie with 20th Century Fox, which weirdly kind of makes Mega Man now a Disney character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which kind of gives Disney a weird in with Nintendo, whose own Mario movie is being made by Universal.
I was going to say, because isn't in, like, Universal Japan, I'm sure there's a Nintendo bit, area. I don't, you know, like Islands of Adventure, but it's like Nintendo bit.
I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I kind of want to take like 3 months off and go to Japan.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I've been debating it.
Do it.
But yeah.
Go. Me and
No.
John can look after this podcast for you. It'd be fascinating. Have you seen that movie? No. Have you? No.
Have you seen MFKZ? Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Have you seen it? It's called Motherfuckers in other countries. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. See, that should have up.
I like it. He's been a strong silent type this evening.
So, do you want to clue us out on the line?
Here it is, your moment of Cage.